Humans experience a wide range of emotional states, and when pushed to extremes, they can implement a variety of coping strategies. One of these strategies involves consuming alcohol. Alcohol does not help them to overcome their difficulties. Instead, it distances them from the need to address the problem at all. Therefore, it is perhaps unsurprising that Nathaniel Dex uses alcohol in small quantities, only once a problem is solved. His drink of choice is whiskey, an ancestral creation that continues to be popular in Fenos despite the Osgilian invasion. Osa accepts alcohol when offered, but never initiates drinking herself. I have been consciously active in the Dex systems for 287 days, and I have yet to see Tristan drink anything but black coffee and water. And Devik has a wide variety of alcohol to hand, ready to apply to every circumstance at almost every opportunity.
Listening to the Dex Legacy Season 2, Interlude 3, Coping Strategies, starring Annika Cordes, Louis Watson, and Emily Inkpen, with music by Alan Stroud.
Otto, show me the tracked locations of all 3 chips in the hour before they malfunctioned.
Here is a complete map with timestamps.
So they were in the battle. They get back to the command center, or whatever they call it.
Hello, Osa! Osa, Osa, Osa!
Devik, have you been drinking?
I have. Just a little. Just a little. I don't know what else I can do.
You can make yourself useful. No?
Useful? Osa! My life's work has just run off. Just run off. Poof! My 3 greatest creations have gone. Got on their little legs and scuttled away.
And we are trying to get them back.
They don't want to be here, Osa.
I know. Shocking.
You know, I can't help thinking it's something I've done.
Oh!
Yes, I've been whacking my brains, racking them. Racking and racking.
And did that help?
No. I gave nothing but love. Nothing but love. I gave them everything. Everything I have to give, I gave. Throw me up in a lab. Another lab. Tesman. I bet Tesman gets them. I think that's where. You ever meet him?
Tesman Varno? No. But his work on augmenting crop productivity is impressive.
He hated me at the academy. Hated me. It was him. Years ago, I know. He said, reported me to the Grand Master when Uman Vo's test results came. I cured him twice as fast as anyone there.
Last time you said it was a third as fast.
That's right! At least 3 times as fast as anyone else! At least! At least! And Tesman let it go. Didn't let it go. No. He was like a screamer with a moth bug.
Why would Tesman get the children?
He's with the Terrans now, working for them. They got him. And now he'll get them. And...
You need to sober up, my friend.
Oh, it's all right for you, Osa. Your bombs go exactly where you tell them. They don't run away. They don't get pulled apart by...
Davik! My bombs are being deconstructed in labs around the world as we speak. There always have been and there always will be. That is the nature of science. I put plenty of measures in place to dissuade anyone from trying, but when someone really wants something...
Why did they run away, Osa? Why?
Because we do horrible things to them here. That's why.
But I love them. I love them so much. You remember when they were small, how much they squabbled all day long? They wouldn't go to stand still long enough to measure. Anything was a work, a challenge, a challenge.
It was always good-natured. They fought all day and slept soundly in the same bed all night. Inseparable.
Inseparable.
We all love them. Ren. He did this. I love that boy like nothing in this world, but he did this. I lost Dr. Krinoshva today.
It's very hard. Very.
Yes, it is. It is easy to forget how this place works sometimes. And then something goes wrong and not everyone makes it. Give me some of that.
They don't mean it.
Oh, God, this stuff is good. Where have you been hiding it?
Every respectable scientist has a drawer, Osa.
That raises questions. What don't they mean? Who?
What?
What did you mean by they don't mean it?
Oh, when people die. Varian Israel, Ren, they don't mean it.
No, they didn't ask for any of this.
Kind, really. Kind. Israel is really so gentle, really.
Gentle?
Yes. You don't see it, but I do. I do. She is so gentle.
I think you maybe see what you want to see in that girl, not what actually is there.
That? No. Gentle. Like a little angel. A little gentle angel. But he put a sword in her hand. And a gun. And now...
The angel of death.
Exactly! It's all him! He makes this go wrong. All of it. Wrong. Them, Krinoshva.
And us?
What?
It's not all him, Davik. We are his helpers every time. Krinoshva did put the net in the vault. I have the footage of her doing it. It was secure. She did everything she was meant to do.
So, what? Why are you sure it was Ren? Isra?
Davik, Isra would not have gone near that net again. Never. She's still recovering from what happened to her. She won't ever recover really, but it is still fresh. There's no way she would think about that net without associating it with that one incident. It takes an outside perspective to look at something like that as an opportunity. Someone capable of looking at the component pieces of a situation and analyzing their use separately.
So you think Ren?
Well, it wasn't Varian. How did he get into the lab and the vault?
Someone helped him?
Yes.
Krishnovna.
No. Look at this.
Do I have to?
No. see it when you're laying down there. Get up.
Describe it to me.
Fine. I'm tracking their chips in the last half hour before they stop transmitting.
So what?
There's no hesitation. They fight, they come back, there's some time while they debrief the other soldiers, and then...
Then what?
They go. It may be Rand's plan, but he's convinced the other two... And Isra allowed herself to be convinced.
This matters. Why does this matters?
Because there's no weak link. No doubts. It's as I feared. They planned this, and it's a real escape. It's not just children acting out in the hope of making change or getting attention or wanting to be heard. It's people who really want to escape.
And that's different,
It's different enough to make a difference. If we catch them, they will not feel a sense of relief. They will not be looking for constructive parental restraint. They will see it as a serving out a life sentence. It's sad.
Sad? Sad? Do you know what's sad? My work. Life's work. Running away.
Oh, you've had enough, my friend. To Krinoshka. She will not be the last sacrifice to their effort, I think.
To Krishve. Kronoshevu.
In Season 2, Interlude 3 of The Dex Legacy, you heard Annika Cordes as Dr. Osa Srivastava, Louis Watson as Dr. Devik Shah, and Emily Inkpen as Auto, with music by Alan Stroud. Season 2 was recorded at Orpheus Studio in London by Richard Campbell. The Dex Legacy is written by me, Emily Inkpen, and produced by Alternative Stories. If you enjoyed that episode, please like, subscribe, and leave a review. It really does help. If you would like to support The Dex Legacy, you can. Just visit www.thedexlegacy.com/support for links and details.
Now we have a trailer for Red Valley, one of our favourite British audio drama podcasts. We were lucky enough to record Season 2 of The Dex Legacy at Orpheus Studio in London, where Red Valley is recorded, alongside their producer Richard Campbell. Please check out Red Valley if you haven't already, and enjoy this trailer.
How much do you know about cryonic preservation?
Cryonic preservation.
The preservation of human beings at extreme low temperature.
You mean like Walt Disney?
I swear to God, if you say anything about Walt Disney's frozen head, I'm hanging up this phone right now.
Swear to me you've never heard of the Red Valley Seabolt until I just told you.
I swear.
You swear.
Could you take your hand off my knee?
Look, Warren, if they're sending the butter wouldn't melt new boy looking for Red Valley, it'll be for a reason. Trust me. People are losing their lives in this company.
We pulled him out too soon. He is awakening exactly as we planned. He's dying on me!
We're all murderers here. Bryony, you, me, that doorman probably. Guy on the corner there with the neck tattoo. I bet he's killed someone.
Would you like to cut his head off?
I'm sorry.
The saw is funny.
Gordon, why are you sharing this stuff with me? Why are you smiling?
I don't know. I smile when things get awkward.
Get in your golden bullet, pick me up.
You want to go to Red Valley?
You want to go to Red Valley.
Red Valley. Red Valley. Red Valley. Red Valley.
Red Valley.
Red Valley.
Red Valley is available on all podcast providers. Do you want to continue?
Thank you for listening to The Dex Legacy, a proud member of Apollo Plus, a creator-owned platform where every subscriber helps audio drama creators, like the Dex Legacy team. Subscribers get to listen ad-free to their favourite drama and fiction shows, and gain access to exclusive bonus content. Importantly, for independent shows like ours, Apollo Plus helps us generate revenue to cover our operating costs, meaning that we're much more likely to be able to generate more of the content you enjoy. 70% of the revenue generated by Apollo Plus goes directly to creators, meaning that you, the listener, will be able to enjoy more from your favourite drama and fiction podcasts. We're delighted to be alongside great shows such as Derelict, The Madness of Chartrulian, Gundog, Moonbase Theta Out, Solar, Wolf 359, The Pasithea Powder, Girl in Space, and many others on Apollo Plus. It really is a great platform on which to listen to and discover audio drama. Please download the app and get listening if you haven't already. By listening through Apollo, you'll also have access to exclusive Dex Legacy bonus material and episodes. You can download the app from the App Store and Google Play by searching for Apollo Podcasts, or you can visit apollopods.com or follow the link in our show notes.
Lave Radio? It's even louder than me. Wait a minute. That can't be right.
New from Azimuth Biotech, it's Tickle Me Thargoid. Tickle Me Thargoid is fun for all the family. Teach your little anti-Xeno commander the difference between an Orthrus and a Cyclops, a Basilisk and a Medusa.
Count the hearts. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a Cyclops.
All Tickle Me Thargoids spray realistic caustic clouds.
Not near the curtains. I love you, Tickle Me Thargoid.
Tickle Me Thargoid. Available now from branches of Lave Toy Depot and other retailers.
We buy any ship,
bar none.
We buy any ship,
bar none. Any model, any colour, any shape, any size.
We buy any ship,
bar none. We here at We Buy Any Ship, bar none are ready to take your excess space travel vehicles off your hands. No more negotiating with dodgy space station vendors. We'll simply give you an estimated quote online. Then, when you get here, we'll point out all the little dents and scratches that make the price get smaller and smaller before we actually give you any money. And the beauty is, we take any ship.
We buy any ship,
bar none. Terms and conditions apply. We Buy Any Ship excludes trading in any of the following vehicles: Adder, Anaconda, Asp, Boa, Cobra, Constrictor, Cruisers, Eagle, Falcon, Gecko, Griffin, Gear, Harris, Harrier, Hawk, Kestrel, Crate, Lanners, Lifters, Lions, Mantis, Merlin, Moray, Osprey, Panther, Puma, Python, Saker, Sidewinder, Skeet, Spar, Stowmaster, Tearsel, Tiger, Transporter, Turner, Viper, Wyvern, or any Imperial or Thargoid vessels.
Have you been affected by Azimuth Biotech's provocation of the Thargoid menace? At Turner & Fig, we're ready to pursue claims against Azimuth Biotech as part of our class action lawsuit.
My son has started worshipping the Thargoid god and keeps bringing home human sacrifices. Am I entitled to compensation?
Yes, you are.
My daughter was aboard the Bright Sentinel. I keep calling Azimuth to find out where she is, but I always get their voicemail.
Thank you for calling Azimuth Biotech. We're sorry, but
salvation
is not available. Please leave your message after the tone.
Am I entitled to compensation?
Yes, you are.
I was selling escape pod occupants into slavery, but now Thargoids keep taking the escape pods instead. Am I entitled to compensation?
I suppose so. Thousands, maybe millions of people are due compensation from Azimuth Biotech. Contact us today. Turner & Fig, cleaning out Azimuth Biotech for a huge portion of your compensation.
Before I also went off and died.
Tasty, tasty cannibalism.
I'll be the least likely to die. He died first. Yeah, I've never before discovered plants.
We here at the Lavian Centre of Dubious Science have had enough of those idiotic numbskulls polluting your airwaves with nonsensical utterations, mindless articulations, and downright vacuousness. Our premier linguistic experts, psychologists and scientists have collaborated for years to find the perfect antidote for such silliness, and are proud to present Professor Pebcap's Miracle Elixir. Our closely guarded recipe is designed to target the sensibility triggers nestled within the frontal lobe of the cerebrum and gently caress the cerebellum, meaning that clumsiness, terrible decision-making, lewd comments, and rare but fun rants are a thing of the past. Place one drop under the tongue when you wake up and one just before sleep, and settle into an elevated state of practicality that's more suited to the responsible commander. Professor Pebcap's Miracle Elixir. We've not tested it yet, but we're sure it'll do the job just fine.
Touchdown, my heart is beating. See the dust on my feet, feel the weight on my bones, hear my breath in my head. I am free for the first time. Touchdown, my eyes are believing. See my friends on the ground, hear the steps, hear the sounds, watch them fly to the hills. We are free for the first time. Let's start this odyssey. Brave steps in front of me. Now it's so wild to see this future. see. Frontiers for us to see. Vistas so wide, this is the future. Embrace the future on this odyssey. Touchdown, this place is bubbling. Watch them run, watch them fly, have a drink, start a fire, climb a ship, see the size. For the first time, touchdown, we are greeting. See the look in their eyes on my highway, surprise of a fight for their lives. Yeah, we are meeting. Let's start this odyssey. Brave steps in front of me. My eyes so wide to see this future. Let's make this odyssey. Frontiers for us to see. Vistas so wide, this is the future. Embrace the future. Bullets fall like burning chaff. The celebration turns to violence. Laser fire makes shields go blue. Explosions fill my ringing ears. Humanity has come to stay. With all our faults, fears and anger. Joyous in this wondrous fall. Or let me slip away. Let's start this odyssey. Brave steps in front of me. My eyes so wide to see this future. Let's make this odyssey. Frontiers for us to see. Vistas so wide, this is the future. Embrace the future.
welcome to Lave Radio.
Greetings and welcome to Lave Radio.
Greetings, Commanders.
Greetings, Commanders.
The show that talks about the universe of Elite
and the development of the computer game Elite 4, known as Elite Dangerous,
and the fantastic
community that surrounds it.
Broadcast from a current Sidewinder and hosted by a vending machine technician.
A place of nonsense and innuendo for forum dads. A self-contained podcast 2 hours long.
Transmitting to every corner of the galaxy.
It's even louder than me.
The hottest show this side of Dizzo.
The name of the place?
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Greetings, Commanders, and welcome to episode 472 of Lave Radio, the show that likes to talk about the universe of Elite and the fantastic community that surrounds it. I'm your host, Commander Phoenix to Fire, otherwise known as Colin Ford, Chief Archivist of Lave Station, and joining me in the Orange Sidewinder bar for this episode, we have our full crew of our Head of Health and Safety, Commander Ed Levice, otherwise known as Ben Moss Woodward.
I can't do it, bollocks! I was gonna do like greetings, Commander, or something like that, and I just can't do it. I can't do it.
You certainly can't.
I know. I was trying, but I was like, nope.
No, we have our SRV.
309 anyway, Colin.
We have our SRV Banksy, Commander Alec Turner.
Good evening, all. Happy 3,310.
Excellent. And we've also got our staff liaison officer, Commander Psychic, otherwise known as Claire.
Hi.
Hi, welcome back. Happy New Year to everyone. If you wish, you can join us live. We're hanging out in game in open. There, I think Ben and the Chris Mark IV are hanging out in the bar at Lave Station.
Yeah, Chris and I are in our usual propping up the table with our sippy cup.
With your official sippy cups now.
Yeah. Can I just ask something before we dive in too far? Is it 3309 or 3310?
3310.
3310.
Was it 3309 last year?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Christ.
Oh,
I could have sworn it
yeah.
was 3308.
It's a good job that you're astute and pay attention to everything.
I don't even know what real it is in year life.
What?
Yeah.
You obviously can't even tell the difference in real life, real numbers, I think.
I don't.
Yeah.
What? Great. Cracking start to the new year.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If you can't get to us in game, you can always join the Twitch chat channel, which you can access through laveradio.com/live. Click on the live chat, or go to twitch.tv/laveradio. So there you go. So let's go around the crew, see what kind of New Year and Christmas they've had, and let's start with Commander Alec Turner.
Yay! Hello. I had a great Christmas, actually. We bunked off for Christmas. We went away, which I've never done before. We went away for 6 days down to Devon and stayed in a hotel and let somebody else do all the cooking and catering and bed making and washing up, and we just drank and did things. Actually, the hotel we go to, we've been to this hotel before in Devon, and it's got loads of sports facilities. I'm not very sporty, but we played like pickleball and larked around on a basketball court, and they have swimming pools and stuff, which is all great. But they have all these crafting activities as well. So I had the strangest Christmas day itself ever, but it was really fun. So in the morning on Christmas Day, I went off and leather bound my own journal and then burnt my name onto the front cover. while my wife and son went Bollywood dancing. And then we met in the bar and drank loads of cocktails and then had a ridiculously huge Christmas lunch and got incredibly drunk. So it was really good fun. Yeah, so that was a lot. I recommend going away for Christmas. What have I done in the new year? I don't know. I've been getting back into Elite. So I had I did have a massive break from the game actually. So I guess I say massive break. Massive for me. I went for about 2.5, maybe 3 weeks without playing.
Whoa.
For sort of long.
That is
Christmas
wild
break.
for you, Alec.
It is, yeah. It was nice just to, I don't know, just to step away from it and not have my everyday thing. Everything, all my mental to-do lists and things are all about Elite, and it was nice just to let it all go for a bit. But yes, I've crept back into it. I've really dived into the Elite Dangerous adventures, and I've completed all but one of them now. And I had a really fun little tussle on that. There's a leaderboard, so for people that don't know, every adventure you complete, you get points, and each adventure has different points based on its difficulty. So you can climb a little leaderboard, which is quite fun. And I had a really fun little tussle with Commander APOC. We kept leapfrogging each other up the leaderboard, but he's left me behind now because there's a final very difficult puzzle that I can't do. Jonathan Tea Time says, "What's the hotel?" The hotel is called the Manor House Hotel in Devon, and I thoroughly recommend it. Yes, so lots of Elite Dangerous adventures and a little bit of racing and time trials. And then I might as well say this now, I was going to save it for later, but I foolishly chipped in so I was back in the Planetary Circumnavigation Club's Discord server, and I was just idly scrolling through old videos, and I watched some videos of our antics doing the first great planetary expedition, and it gave me lots of warm glows and made me very nostalgic for what a fantastic time we had. And then I realized that this coming March will be the 5th anniversary of that expedition. And I just threw the idea out there, who fancies just doing it again? The same expedition, like we've spent 5 years looking for a decent planet to circumnavigate in Odyssey. I think it's time to admit that it can't generate them. Nice though it is, it can't generate anything with varied terrain worthy of that kind of expedition. So I suggested let's just who fancies doing it again? And Commander Burr, God love him, has now broadcast my intention to the world. So all I will say is I am considering running the first great planetary expedition again in March. There's quite a lot of interest. Yeah.
So would this make it the first great planetary expedition Redux?
It'll be the second first great planetary expedition. Epipha says I have to do it now. Yeah, it's a bit like that. I probably do. So the other thing I've done in game is I did jump back into Legacy for the first time pretty much since the Odyssey launch, and went back to have a look at Kume and Chi Hercules, which is where we did it. And it's really interesting actually, because I was one of these people who really didn't like the Odyssey planet tech and took months to convince myself to just enjoy it for what it was. And going back to Legacy felt a little bit like playing an older generation of video game, like going back to some not like 8-bit, but you know what I mean? You go back and play something you used to love, like Half-Life 1, like Half-Life 1 or something. Or if you went back to Unreal or something, the very original, it would probably look a bit janky now. And the first thing that struck me about Legacy graphics is it was a bit like that. It was like, oh, did planet surfaces really not have very much texture or rocks on them?
No.
It's very plain, but I have to say the terrain is better. I mean, I did a mountain climb and it was just, I really missed it. I thought, oh, this is what mountains should be like, mountains that take half an hour to climb and you've got to find a route up them. And so, yeah, the shape of the terrain is better, and that's what we're doing it for. I went down a canyon and it took me ages to, it's beautiful. But yeah, the surface detail is a lot blander than I remembered it. So yes, I'm in two minds. It'll probably happen. I'm semi-bullied into doing it now anyway.
Yeah, by yourself.
Yeah. Well,
It's quite like self-pressure, though. Trust me.
I mean, yeah, people know this is what I do. I sort of announce, I have a vague idea to do something, and then I announce it, and that sort of means you have to do it, and then you have a bloody good time, and you're glad you did it. So, yeah, it will probably happen, folks. I will. There'll be a forum thread or something when I get fully into doing it. Watch
Excellent.
this space.
Excellent. Well, okay. Let's move over to Claire. How have you been?
Really, really good. Really good. Had a nice chill Christmas and New Year where not a lot of things happened. But it was just all nice. You know, like we had family over, we went to see family, all of those sort of things that people want to do at Christmas. I've much like Alec, I have barely played Elite. We've kept an eye on what's been going on in Elite, and I'm not blind. I'm on social media and I'm in lots of different Discords where things are going on, but I haven't played very often, and with the exception, I think, like just before Christmas, I think I played, but I haven't gone back. I took a deliberate break away from playing Elite, and it's been nice to not be thinking about trying to find something to do in Elite. And I know we have the Elite Dangerous Adventures, and I know we have all of that kind of stuff to do, and I will be getting back to them because they're a lot of fun. But it's just been nice not having not putting that pressure on yourself to do something. So yeah, I feel kind of zen and chilled out. I do need a break. I've got a bit of a cold. I've picked up a bit of a cold, so I'm a bit grotty. But aside from that, in the other games that I've been playing, I've been completely consumed with honor mode in Baldur's Gate, as you can well imagine. I'm not ready to put that game away yet. And I won't be for at least another couple of 1,000 hours by how well the honor mode is going. And there's been a new I mentioned it to you guys before we started, but there's a new Portal mod that has come out, and it feels like it's giving it a disservice to call it a Portal mod. It is a fan-made Portal 2 prequel, so it's like Portal 1.5. Played it today. It is completely free. I highly recommend picking it up. It is excellent. Yeah, really, really enjoyed that. I've just been enjoying, and I started Mass Effect.
Oh, good.
I've started Mass Effect. Like, some of it is still, I think I'm still in that beginning bit that I did before, where some of it kind of is still slightly reminiscent to me. I remembered getting her daughter, the bad woman's daughter, but I couldn't remember killing the bad woman. I know this happens really early on. Names are escaping me at the moment, but I remembered getting the bad.
So you've got Liara.
I've got Liara. I've got Liara. I couldn't remember killing her mom, and I killed her mom first. So,
right. So you've done it that way.
Yeah,
okay.
Well, that seemed to be the order in which the game was telling me to go, so I did that. So yeah, it's been bits have been slightly memorable. I know there's a bit that I've got like this fever deep dream of remembering a bit that I haven't done yet, but then I think that we're about getting to the cusp of what I've completed and what I haven't completed, or what I've played before and what I haven't. I need to ask those of you who have played Mass Effect before an actual question about Mass Effect. I understand that it is impossible to romance Garrus in the first game.
Correct.
My follow-up question is, if I accidentally romance someone else in the first game, can I pivot?
Don't worry about it.
Say that again.
Everything becomes clear in the opening act of the second game. You don't have to worry about it.
Okay, because I really, really want to. Like, Garrus has got the kind of voice and the attitude that makes me swoon a little bit, and I feel
another victim to the Garrus.
Yeah, I feel it might be a thing.
Yep.
But yeah, it's been really fun. It's been really fun to start playing that again. So I'm doing that every Monday and Friday. until I finish.
Well,
And then I'll
good
find another game, and it's probably going to be Divinity Original Sin. Because that would be a brand new game to me.
A lot of
Huh?
people do seem to be going back to that one after Baldur's Gate and saying,
I've seen a few people, and it was discounted on the Steam sale. So
Mm.
far be it from me to not give Larian more money when I can. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. I'm looking forward to getting back into Elite at some point. I'm enjoying watching other people. Watching other people play vicariously at the moment. And I feel maybe a little tiny bit disingenuous in being on a podcast that talks about Elite Dangerous stuff, but I do still really enjoy the lore and what's going on. I am still paying attention, and I'd love to just continue paying attention and stuff. I feel kind of bad, but it
Okay.
is what it is, I guess.
Okay, we'll move over to Ben. How have you been this week? This practically month, Ben.
Month almost, yeah. Christmas was Christmas. Like all my other show hosts so far, my gaming time has been minimal, and I think tonight is the first night I've been back in Elite since our last show last year. So yeah, that is what that is. Gaming wise, I've actually spent more time playing Pokemon Heart Gold, Mario DS, and Sonic 1 than I have playing anything else. Because they all, I mean, I can play Elite on mobile things, but I can't play it at 5 watts for several hours on a bus. I spent a lot of time traveling over Christmas because I went up to Edinburgh to see my sister, and then my sister and I went up to Aberdeen to see my nan. And drank a fair amount of sherry with my nan, which was quite disconcerting.
Oh, hang on a second. Edinburgh to Aberdeen on a bus.
Edinburgh to Aberdeen on a train.
Oh, thank God for that.
Sheffield to Edinburgh on a bus, and that was interesting. Because that basically we got to Leeds, and then the bus went all wonky, literally. The hydraulics on the right-hand side basically gave up the ghost going through Leeds, and we had the bus driver saying to his co-bus driver, "There's no way I'm taking this on the motorway." So that was what it was. And then I got an EasyJet flight from Edinburgh back down to work. And that actually went surprisingly well. And yeah, had lots of good fun in Aberdeen though. When one thing they do there, which I didn't know about, was when the bells come, then all the ships in the harbour blow the horns, and I thought that was really nice. Although my sister and I, my sister's 29, and I'm rapidly approaching 50, as my sister is enjoying tormenting me with. We spent my first Hogmanay in Scotland in probably 20 years watching Reacher. And I feel vaguely dirty and vaguely proud of the fact.
The fact of what? Watching Reacher? Watching,
I'm back in Scotland on Hogmanay. From Edinburgh, I feel like I should be going out and street partying and all that kind of stuff. And instead of doing all that kind of stuff, my sister and I were like, "Do you want to go out? No, not really. Do you want to go out? No, not really." There's a Kaylee on at the beach that we could go along to, but I haven't got my kilt or anything. There's no street party that we could tell of in Aberdeen, and the only person I could go in first foot really would be my nan, and she's 99, and I'm not first footing her when she probably went to bed 5 hours ago. We could have gone to a local pub or something like that, and or something. And my sister and I were just like, you know what, bollocks to it. And we actually spent a really nice night in having takeaway and watching Reacher. season 2 of Reacher, and I can recommend that.
And there we have Party Animal Ben explaining.
I know.
Sounds lovely.
Oh yeah, admittedly though, Kaylee on the beach at Aberdeen. That's like you might as well dance in a
pissing
fridge.
it down.
Exactly.
It was cold. I don't think it stopped raining. Actually, that's a lie. It wasn't raining on the 1st, but of course, there's no way to actually get around Aberdeen on the 1st unless you have your own car, and neither my sister or I drive.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, some of the things that I got up to over the holidays, I think we'll probably be discussing later in the show. I have been playing an awful lot of Elite. I think, as opposed to everybody else.
At least you're making up for the team, then, Colin.
Yeah, Colin's got this, lads. We're okay.
Right, I will back to sleep. Night.
Unfortunately, as you could probably tell, I've got this horrible cold that I'm just getting the kick in the end of it, which kind of put a kibosh on most of the week. Yeah, I ended up rediscovering that I actually do like Chaos Gate, and I've also bought Realms of Ruin. I'm going to give that a go. And I just think I may have kicked my addiction to Dreamlight Valley, that Disney thing. I think I've just managed to kick it.
But what about your carrots?
My oh God, don't. No,
But
don't.
What about your carrots? They're probably all grown by now.
Don't. I
They're
mean,
probably due harvesting, Colin.
Look,
but what about Scrooge McDuck? He needs your carrots.
Look, Scrooge is absolutely fine. I've managed to get Donald into his house. Everything's fine. That's good. I can now walk away knowing that Donald is safe.
Colin is on the 5-step plan to recovery. Let's not reverse his progress.
But it's fun.
It is the ultimate in cozy. If you sort of a Disney cozy blanket, that's it. Yeah, and yeah, I think I've shown people here what my character looks like in my Disney-fied vision of myself, but I don't think I'm ready to share that with the world yet. Yes, so that's effectively. Oh yeah, and of course I've completely wiped all my saves in Baldur's Gate, and I'm starting all over again.
Good.
Yes.
Good shout.
Yes. So more on that later. Right. Well, let's move on to the development news. What have the devs said this week? Well, not much. We did have, I think, this was absolutely ridiculous because I think it was on the 2nd of January, there was a whole load of people were demanding to know when the next live stream was, to which Paul replied, hang on a second, we've just got back, I'm working through my emails at the moment. They will return. They will return, but, sort of, the emails are still there.
Yeah, it was like the first Thursday of the month, so it was literally the second, and it was like, is there a live stream today?
I understand. I understand that Elite Dangerous fans can sometimes be a little bit needy, but that was too much. That would surprise even me.
Yeah, I know. It was. It was. Excuse me while my lung comes up. Yeah, it was a bit surprising. I mean, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see when they get back to us. As we all know, we have seen members of staff announce on Twitter that they have left or are leaving or they're staying and stuff like that. So we know the process is taking place at the moment. So I guess until all that is all settled, I don't think we're going to hear a thing. So yeah. So what I'd like to do now is I would like to hand over to our community correspondent, Commander Alec Turner.
Should I get a new job title? That's interesting.
I think you should, chief community correspondent, because my God, man, I came up. I decided to start working on the show notes on Monday to find out that you'd been busy. Well, most of the time you've been away.
There's so much stuff. I mean, I'm guessing it's like the Christmas effect. People have. A lot of us lot sort of haven't bothered playing, but I guess some people have got loads of footage and they've been thinking, you know what, I'm going to sit down and make that video I've always meant to make. I don't know. Anyway, there's loads of stuff come out this week, or this week or last week because we've been away. It's a couple of weeks worth. this may have been back even before Christmas. Did you put the first one in, Psyche? I mean,
I
saw
put the
it.
first one in.
There you go.
It's
Tell us
fine.
about Battle Cry, because it is phenomenal.
It's fucking Protocops, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jesus. I mean, I thought Protocops appeared towards the end of the year with one of the most fire edits of Elite Dangerous of 2023, and then a little bit later on, you're going to talk about one which is the new one where it's the most. Everyone else no longer needs to do edits because Protocops and Araxis Animus have just got it nailed. No one else needs to work on videos. They're perfect. They're perfect. Job done. No more Elite videos needed.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. So anyway, so on to the tranche of ones that I spotted. Another name to watch actually is Rosefine, who's been making some great videos. I've missed a few. This was the one that I spotted was Poisoned Spire Song. It's really cool. The first thing to say is it features an original song that's full of lyrics about spires and Thargoids and things, which I keep forgetting what AI is capable of, so I did a bit of a double take at first. And it's sung as well, so it's the lyrics have been written with the help of ChatGPT, and the song is sung by the Suno AI, which I googled and looked up. It's very cool. I mean, it had me sort of semi-fooled as being, a human and lyrics written by Rosefine. It's really good, and the video itself is Commander Rosefine jumping around Thargoid spires on foot, getting to places that you wouldn't imagine an on-foot commander can get, and there's just some stunning visuals and great song to go with it. That's the first one. Next on my list is sort of missed this, but it's a series, so it's called Journey to Sol. I think it's going to be in 3 parts. Part 3 isn't out yet. Journey to Sol, an Elite Dangerous Journey, and this is by Commander Meek. And it's just a nice series of Elite Dangerous music videos with some really beautiful visuals that are kind of being set on a journey, a 28,000 light year journey back to Sol. So I'm guessing they went out to the far edge and then are filming their journey back. So lovely visuals on that. Then I threw this one in to take a break from videos in Community Corner. It is cool. So Elite Dangerous, who do these adventures, also have a bunch of articles on their website. Some of the articles are about things like code breaking and how to look stuff up, I think. So they're sort of, some of the articles are focused at being guides to help you solve some of their adventures, several of which are puzzles. But they also have some general articles, and they published this new article called Galaxies Visible in the Game, which is built on top of work that was done by Dr. Kai. I hadn't realized this, but yeah, basically in game, as well as our own galaxy, you can see 33 other galaxies dotted around the, I guess I'm going to use the word skybox, although we don't normally think of Elite as having a skybox, but I guess it sort of does in this regard. But yes, so there are 33 different galaxies you can see in the game, and it just documents them all, so it's fascinating. Deep breath. Back to the videos. I have to mention this. In the same way that I suspect people often don't mention Lave Radio because we've just always been there, and I think we're sort of taken for granted because we're just always there. I forget to shout out the Burr videos, which are always absolutely fucking brilliant. And this one is especially fantastic. It's called Elite Dangerous Odyssey in 2024. And it came out right at the beginning of the year, kickstart the year with some really stunning visuals and just a sort of celebration of this is where we are, folks, and how glorious is this game we play. And it got liked by Dave Braben on Twitter as well. So that was, in fact, I think Dave even commented on it and said, right on, Commander. So
he did.
That's cool.
Yeah, Burr said he was buzzing for a couple of days.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Yeah, that's a nice little accolade. This is the one I think Psychic was alluding to. I have
definitely this one.
Yeah, go for it. I've seen this being shouted out on almost every Discord I'm in.
like 80 times. And they've literally, didn't they just post it today or yesterday?
Yeah. It's exploded. I don't know
Oh
quite
my
how. But
god, it's
everywhere.
so good. It's so good. Oh, it's like a proper trailer for Elite. It is the most like no, we don't need to have any more videos in 2024 because this is the best video that's ever going to be dropped about Elite Dangerous. It is so fucking good.
And there
Oh
it
my
is, folks. The
gosh.
end of Community Corner.
Yeah, we don't need to. Yeah. We're
Oraxis
stopping this
Animus
now.
has reached the end game. Oh, the video's called "We Are Elite." Did we say that? We are elite.
If you want to find it, and I'm going to highlight this as well, if you wish to find it, go to Elite Dangerous's Twitter account because they posted it, and it's about fucking time. Araxis is in chat. It's incredible. It is so good. How do I really feel about it, Phoenix Blue? I fucking love it. It's amazing.
Well, there you go.
No, it's really, really good. I'm sorry for waxing a little bit too lyrical about it because
I could not have done it justice in the way that you've just done it justice.
It's so good. It's so good. I don't literally don't want to spoil any of it. It covers pretty much everything. It's beautiful. I could wax lyrical about it all day. And if I don't stop now, I probably will. So,
well, there we go.
the
It'll be in the
next
show
one?
notes. Check it out. It's lovely. I'm really excited about the next thing. Actually, this was possibly the thing I'm most excited about. It's a new Elite Dangerous YouTube channel, I think, called Deturi's Elite. There's 2 videos on there now. The first one is just a welcome to Deturi's Elite, where he sort of sets out his store. And what the case he's making is that there are a lot of Elite Dangerous tutorial videos, but a great many of them focus on the kind of meta, how to get rich quick. What's the best way to do this? You need this ship, this build, these modules, this engineering. Go here, do this, log in, log out 500 times. Job done. There's your materials. And this is a sort of a shout against that and saying there needs to be a better type of tutorial that says how to have fun in the game. So that is his ethos. He's going to make tutorials showing you how to do fun things, whether they be profitable or not. And his first one is called A Beginner's Guide to Piracy. And I want to go straight in the game and try piracy because he's made it look fun. They're really polished videos. They're short. They're well edited. They're concise. They get to the point. They have little bits of humor. And I just love that ethos of saying, no, don't. The more I think about this, I actually think that these tutorial videos out there that basically tell you how to get to the end game quick and do things fast and do it one way and only the best way are actually semi-responsible for killing the game a little bit. I think people that follow those videos and get to end game quickly and skip all the content because they've been told to.
Yeah, I mean, I must admit, it's a constant race to the anaconda, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why?
So I really
so
So I really support this guy's channel. I hope he's got lots of ideas. I can give him plenty if he hasn't. And I really like the idea. Where are we? An actual community event this coming Saturday. We have. I mentioned on the last Lave Radio before Christmas. I mentioned that the Elite Racers were getting back into action and trying to run some live in-game race events. So we have another one this coming Saturday called "This Little Scarab Went to Market." And it's going to be a live SRV race around a little surface installation called Akura 4 Market in the Okinura system. The Elite Racers have a Discord server, which I guess we'll link in the show notes. PM me on Discord or something if you desperately want to know, because it's kind of short notice, I guess. So from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. in game time on Saturday, the 13th of Jan, we will be meeting up in the Okinura system, I think in Open, I think in the live Odyssey game, and driving round and around this lovely little base. It's going to be quite fun. We've done this race before a few years ago where you only have 1 pip to engines in the SRV, which means all of us people that like to fly the SRV are out of luck. You need to drive this thing over the rocks and round the corners, and it actually is a hell of a lot of fun. Bear with me because I had an extra shout out to mention on this. So yeah, I've been asked to just point out that if people are a bit wary about taking part in SRV racing because they don't feel very good and they think they're going to be, just not have a lot of fun because they don't know how to do it well or they can't learn the course. A few folks in the elite races are hoping to be around to help people with that a little bit this week. So I think maybe Wednesday and or Thursday night this week around about 7 o'clock in the evening. And between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. UTC for folks in the Americas, there's going to be people hanging around the course to show you the ropes and maybe give you some tips on driving SRVs fast and stuff. So yeah, they're really trying to make this sort of these sort of live in-game events pick up again, and they're really good fun. So yeah, do try and get involved in that. Oh, there's some bloke did this top shift review of the year, and it even got a plug in a massively OP. Does anyone here want to tell us more about that?
Oh, if you want me to,
Yeah. Yeah, you made them. Plug
Yeah.
yourself.
Right. I for once I will. Yeah, it's quite ironic really because I've resurrected Top Shift. It's been sort of like 6 months since the last one, because I noticed on Massively OP that they completely dropped Elite Dangerous from their site. They weren't mentioning it. They used to have links on the front of the site, and they'd all gone. And I got in touch with one of the editors there, Bree, and she said, "Oh well, we're just getting the show notes, or we're just getting the release notes. We're looking through them. They're just bug fixes." And yeah, I thought, okay, it's obviously that none of you guys have been playing the game, so it triggered me off to actually do a review of all the content we've had since update 14, which took a while to put together. So there's two top shifts, 140, 141, which, if you noticed last episode, I didn't give any opinion of what I thought of the previous year. I let everybody else have their chat. So I saved up all my stuff for this, and yeah, I put it in. So yeah, I sent that back to Massively, and they've gone and published it, which was quite nice of them. The Burrs give it a lift as well, and yeah, so yeah, if you want to find out what my opinion really is of what happened last year, then yeah, Top Shift 140 and 141.
It's a great review. I really loved it. Actually, I thought it was yeah, really to the point and hit all the bullet points, and it was great.
I appreciate that. I did
really
put a lot of work into
really
it.
did. What else we got? Oh, the Highwake's back with a fabulous new animation telling the truth about the free anaconda at Hutton Orbital. As always, Highwake cartoons are just beautiful, and this one, as many are, is just chock full of little cameos and try and spot all the little references to commanders around the galaxy. It's lovely. Have we all seen it? I assume we have.
Yes. Yeah.
Brilliant
It's
as
lovely.
always. And finally, we have a couple of expeditions. Somebody want to talk about this?
Yeah, I literally just checked. I was like, hey, let's check to see if there's expeditions, and I'll add them to the list. There's one that starts on the 13th, 4th Quadrant Expedition Legs. Number 2, Middle Spiral. Celebration of Early Astronomy 6 started 2 days ago. La Grande Expedition 3310 is starting on the 14th of January, and there's one that's scheduled for the 31st of March as well, so you got a little bit of time to prepare for that one, but they're all showing in the Elite Dangerous EDSM.net at the moment. So yeah, just food for thought if you're thinking about expeditioning. That sentence ran away with me a little bit, and I apologize.
At least you apologise. I just let mine run away anyway. So I think the last one's still in the marathon. Right, if you have a community event that's taking place soon and you'd like us to shout about it across the airwaves, please tweet the crew at Lave Radio or email info@laveradio.com. So I think it's time to have a look at the in-game events of what's been happening over Christmas. Well, on Thursday, the 21st of December, we had, oh goodness, help me with the name again here.
So is Janae.
There we are, Sojourner. She went over to Utopia to review files and speculation about her old friend Salvation. And nobody knows what she saw. Nobody knows what she talked about. But she did leave in an ominous silence without talking to a soul, seeming quite upset. I think the phrase ominous does seem to match this. So yes, the poor girl is yeah, she's certainly put through the ringer a lot, isn't she?
I think she's keeping a lot of stuff really close to her chest at the moment. I feel like Sarah is the kind of person, especially after we had those voice lines where Tanner was just like, "My love, all right, love, calm down, don't get too excited about it." Doing his protective older gentleman kind of stick. That she sort of went, actually, I'm gonna make sure that I have every single bit of evidence that I need before I push into some kind of fuller revelation, and I want to actually present you with evidence rather than just the stuff that I can hear in my head. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, yeah. I mean, if you're going to go for the king, you only get one shot, so make sure you've got everything that you need to. So yeah, that's yeah. Let's carry on with that one. Well, the Alliance have now decided that you know what, we're going to let everybody out. So if you are an Alliance citizen and you have been in a Thargoid pod at any point, the Alliance have now decided that, yeah, you're going to be fine. Okay, we're going to let you reintegrate with the community. Yeah, that went down well in the forums.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
On Thursday, the 20th of December, the Federation decided to do completely the opposite and said, "Right, we're actually extending the quarantine for all our federal Thargoid abductees. You're staying in prison." And the Empire continues also to have protective sanctuary for Octi. I love the way that they're able to just multiple terms for the same thing. And on Friday the 29th, we had a Thargoid War update from Vox Galactica, describing how things have gone this last month. To which, yes, very, very interesting actually, because the Thargoids appear to have upped their game a little over the Christmas holidays. Now, I don't know if this is because FDev have been doing some background changes and things like that, or the number of people fighting Thargoids have dropped off during the festive period. Remember, please do not fight Thargoids under the influence of alcohol, because, yeah, rebuy does build up. However, the Thargoids have managed to increase the number of occupied systems they've got to 324. More than 25 than the last time. There are still 4 invasions in progress. 13 alerts are still in progress, which could lead up to 10 systems being invaded next week, and only 6 systems are in recovery. Yeah. Interesting.
I think it's a bit of both, maybe.
Yeah.
As in, like, less people working, and it's been ramped up slightly.
Yeah. I was wondering about people being like most of us, not playing much over the last.
Yeah, I mean, I must admit, it did take me by surprise, because I thought the Thargoid numbers were going to go down and down, but it does look like that Tenaris might actually get an occupied system around it again. Ooh, that's interesting. On Monday, the 8th of January, the first post that wasn't anything to do with the Thargoid War, kind of, was that the Sirius CEO has faced an inquiry by the Alliance Assembly. And yeah, that went kind of hedgy. with everybody saying, "Well, you haven't really done much," and I went, "Well, your systems, and your ships are really hard to work with." So yeah, that went down a treat.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Feels a little bit like Galnet stalling for time with, I don't know. Maybe it'll lead somewhere. It feels like a bit of a filler. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Filler or red herring?
Isn't it that oh my gosh, haven't Azimuth been like, hey, we can take care of all of that for you? Like Sirius
I
aren't helping. We can take care of all of that. So now Sirius have to answer for why they haven't been
right
helping out effectively. So there has to be some kind of ramifications. They have the Alliance have to be seen to be going, oh, we're not happy with this, so that good old Torby can wangle his way into there.
Yeah, it is quite interesting because it's the Alliance have let their abductees intermingle, plus also they've got the most ships that need the most work. So yeah, if there was a weak link in the chain, it probably would be the Alliance at the moment. I'm just saying, just purely hypothetical.
Especially when half their population is going to suffer from chest bursters in the next month.
Right, okay. Now, who can actually tell me about this? I've missed this, but there's something about a carrier comms.
How have you missed this? It's nonsense. It's everywhere.
It went from somebody seeing YS are numbered in a spectrograph.
Oh, right.
So it went from someone seeing YS are numbered, and then people were going to other places and having a look around. It's all a bit weird, and it feels really out of place because it's also something that you can find in Legacy. So it lends to questions of this might be like very out of date information. But that said, they went to certain areas and found that it actually said, Senator PATREUS, your days are numbered. Now, if that sort of sits around the tsunami event, I want to say, and like people asked Drew about it, whether or not it was something that was running in tandem with the bits and pieces, all of that sort of stuff, and he said he wasn't aware of it at the time. I don't think it's anything that's super pressing, and I think it's something cool that's just been discovered.
Yeah, I think it's old news, especially being in Legacy. I think this has been in the game since the Odyssey Legacy split, because Legacy doesn't get any updates.
No, exactly.
You know. Also, what I found really fun about this is the original message that was spotted at a certain part of a fleet carrier that was kind of truncated. I love the theory because there's also a comms beacon, isn't there, that's got the full message.
I think so, yeah.
I love the theory that someone at Frontier, one of the audio engineers, literally cut and paste a bit of the audio to reuse for fleet carrier background sounds.
Without realizing.
And accidentally cut and paste a bit of stereograph with it.
Yeah, that's 100% absolutely what happened, because it's a lot more faded on the fleet carrier, so they would have overlaid other stuff on top of it. Oh, that is definitely what happened, which is very, very funny, and obviously the way that you would do it. But if you didn't know that there was something there like that,
you'd be going through your audio library and you go, oh, I really like that humming sound. We'll have a little bit of that, and we'll mix it in with a little bit of this. And...
It's got that little bit of that, the big squeaky noises that go along the outside. Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's not gonna be anything. Shit.
Pretty much.
That's cool. I like it though. It was cool. It was cool to see people getting excited over something, and I really enjoyed the theory that it was Baser numbered as well. I need to add that. I just thought it was so funny.
What's Baser numbered?
Baser numbered, like you're passing, like the bays in the fleet carrier.
Oh, I see.
So you're landing. Your bays are numbered.
I see what you mean.
I thought that was a really fun thing. Like that was just some kind of Easter egg that the people who designed the fleet carriers put in, saying it was like bays are numbered. I feel like had Darren still been working for Frontier, he would have lost his fucking mind at all of that going on. But yeah, it was very funny. It was a good time.
Excellent. Well, unfortunately, I don't think anybody at Frontier flicked the switch for Christmas Christmas skins over the holidays. We got plenty of arcs, but we didn't get the normally the Stygian packs come out, the Chromium packs come out. We did get the Black Friday deals, but none of the usual packs arrived. So I'm afraid to say we don't have any store alerts. Unless you want to count the what skins you can get just by watching Lave Radio. I think we've covered that before. So
is it still live? Are drops still live at the moment? I didn't think they were.
Drops are still live.
Yeah, I just got told I got yet another drop a couple of minutes ago.
Wow.
I know.
When does that finish? I'm going to check when it finishes.
There you go. Get your Christmas skins in now in time for Christmas 3311.
No, we're still 3310.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean though.
You want your skins for 2 years' time. Okay. Right. Well, if that's the case, we will take a break and then we will come back with what we want to talk about.
Protecting settlements from villainous scum, it's Settlement Patrolman. The action figure every child wants. Wearing the all-new Manticore Dominator suit with light-up jump assist thrusters. Press his backpack to hear Settlement Patrolman speak.
Not seen you around here before, Commander. Is that a Karma P15 in your pocket, or are you just pleased to see me? Hey, don't point that at me.
When alarms sound, Settlement Patrolman rides into action in his surface reconnaissance vehicle with pop-up turret and glow-in-the-dark wheel trims. Settlement Patrolman. Surface reconnaissance vehicle and action figure sold separately. Available from branches of Lave Toy Depot and other retailers. Microelectrode, ion battery, and circuit switch not included.
There's bargains at Etienne Dawn's Unspecified Meat Emporium. Etienne Dawn's Unspecified Meat Emporium haven't just been slicing carcasses, but also slicing their prices. All unspecified meat sausages now 2 for the price of 1. A pack of assorted meat steaks, now with 50% more meat at half the price. How about chops? Our surprising meat chops now also 50% off. And introducing our massive meat hamper. It's a family of 4. No, that should say feeds a family of 4, right?
Stick to the script, Claire. It says it's a family of 4.
Okay, I'll stick to the script.
Yeah, you do that.
It's a family of 4. Etienne Dawn's Unspecified Meat Emporium. Find us in the Lave Business Directory or visit us next to the station mortuary. Etienne Dawn's Unspecified Meat Emporium. You'll wonder how our prices are so low.
From the creators of luggage limpets and passenger lounge suitcase shuttles comes the latest revolution in passenger transportation, the passenger cannon. For centuries, circus performers have perfected the technique of being fired from a cannon. Paired with our new memory gel passenger pod impact absorption technology, you too can speed up disembarkation times from your liner by up to 250%. No longer be limited by pad sizes and excessive docking fees with the passenger cannon. But how does it all work? First, all passengers will be issued with a passenger pod inflation suit during transit. On approach to your passenger's destination, simply fill the inflation suit with our patented impact-absorbing memory gel. Then, once in a stable position in proximity to the destination, effortlessly slide them into the disembarkation chamber ready for launch. The passenger cannon is now available in both gimbaled and turreted varieties to make aiming elementary. Make your liner one of the top 1% in the galaxy. Buy a passenger cannon today. Warning, passenger cannon must not be operated on high-gravity planets or near geysers.
New from Azimuth Biotech, it's Tickle Me Thargoid. Tickle Me Thargoid is fun for all the family. Teach your little anti-Xeno commander the difference between an Orthrus and a Cyclops, a Basilisk and a Medusa.
Count the hearts. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a Cyclops.
Teach them their weakness and how to exploit them.
Now rip out the hearts. One by one.
I don't want to.
Do it. Using the tool. Do it. Now stomp on its face. Smash its face in.
I've got them.
Tickle Me Thargoid. Available now from branches of Lave Toy Depot and other retailers.
And welcome back. Right, what I'd like everybody to put the thinking caps on about is that, well, obviously last episode we gave a lot of our guests the opportunity of what they would want to see and what they expect to happen in the next year in Elite Dangerous. And yeah, so this time, because we were at Lave Radio, we thought we'd save up our opinions for our own little section. So, okay, I would like to know who'd like to go first about
everyone takes
3310.
I physically recoiled away from my
Go on then. I will. What would I like to see in 3310? It's a tough one, isn't it? I quite enjoy idle speculation, but I feel like there's a time where, you know, with what's going on at Frontier, I honestly can't, hand on heart can't sit here and talk about, you know, water worlds and ship interiors and full on foot VR support. Those things aren't going to happen next year. They're in a tough spot. They're sort of reeling in. They're pulling in. They're you know, minimizing or whatever you want to call it. So I think things are going to be quiet. However, I do think there are things that they have set in motion in Galnet. There are some loose ends to be tied up, and I can't help thinking a certain amount of work towards those things must already have been done. You don't just start hacking code in the months before you know you're going to release something. So I guess I was going to talk about some of the things I think might have been done. I feel like it does seem like there's something coming with the released captives. I find it hard to imagine what, but it's been so heavily signal boosted in Galnet that I feel like surely there's something just a little bit more than more Galnet. I feel like it's going to go somewhere. I have no expectation of seeing on foot, you know, Tharg zombie things, but I feel like there's something there. A final little twist in the sort of end game of that side of things. And then of course there's the salvation stuff, which again has been, you know, kind of signal boosted. That may be what was planned for update 18. I suppose my fear is that they had in mind, you know, a sort of year's worth of content based around Guardians and Salvation in the same way as last year was about around Thargoids, and that only some of that work may have been done, and that they may struggle to complete it. So I feel like something's coming in that regard. I'd quite like it to be Guardian based, but my fear is whether they've had time to finish it and will have time to finish it, and if so, what will they do with what they've written so far? If you see what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying here, because yeah. Okay, shall we move over to Psychic?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. What was the question that you actually said? What do you want to see in 3310? I would like to see Elite Dangerous get to the end of 3310, still being an active game that people are playing.
Yes.
That is number one on my list. Other than that, I'd like something for Operation Witch Hunt to do and get involved with, because at the moment everything is pretty stagnant. I think that would be one of the main things that would pull me more. It will pull me back into the game, more so than anything else that's going on at the moment. If something within the Salvation storyline happened, because there's a lot of loose threads that I'm still very hopeful for resolution. And that if that's a Salvation in the Guardian mech suit, or and more revolutions from Soajane, or just anything at all that we can sort of like get our teeth into. Maybe some voice acted lore at some point coming through, but I mean, things cost money. I don't know about I think also obviously all of that is going to tie in with Thargoid stuff. I'd love for the Thargoid War to continue through the year, but I don't want it to be like this constant push and pull where sliders are being changed and numbers are being changed. I'd like to see something new there as well. But honestly, at the moment, my big what I would like to see in 3310 is something that would genuinely pull me and engross me back into the game. Because the last stream that I did, I was just thinking about what was the last Elite Dangerous stream that I did. I was going around looking for Neo Newborn voice lines in Elite Dangerous, and I mean that's wonderful and fun, and it was a fun stream. We had a laugh doing it, but there's only so many voice lines that he's done, lads, and I think I've done them all.
Yeah, now you mention it, the last thing I was doing last year was rolling ships down the side of a crater.
Exactly. Once you've done it a few times, it's like, yeah, that's great and everything, and it's fun, and it makes for a fun, engaging experience. If you're having a laugh doing it, that's wonderful. But I would like to see something that grips me in the same way that it was when we went, you know what, we've got to do something, we've got to do something new, or there's got the same thing that generated that passion that happened like 2 years ago when we started the anti-Salvation stuff full-heartedly. You know?
Yeah, I know. We need a villain to fight against that.
Oh, just like something to get my teeth into. And yeah, BGS is great, and we've been doing more BGS on with my squadron as well. Have been like dipping into BGS. We've taken over a few more systems, and we've done things along those lines, and that's been lovely, and that's been plodding along. But I don't feel at the moment that there's anything for me to get invested in with Elite, because all of the, I say hand wavium, but all of the places that have an azimuth presence are locked into that presence now. So even that's sort of like ground to a halt.
You've basically been too good at what you do, haven't you?
No, it's just if you've got a lot of people working and doing stuff, BGS isn't difficult. You know?
Yeah, I know. Okay, Ben, what about yourself?
I think I'm with Claire here. I'd like to see something that will grab me and say, you need to do this now. And I'd like to do that. And yeah, I mean, I think it's going to have to be some kind of story thing. I don't think, and I don't think like a continuation of the Thargoid War will grab me and make me go and spend another 100 hours doing it. It'll be, we've done this, and I'll be like, okay, that's nice. And a couple of hours later, okay, yeah, that's nice. That was fun for a wee bit. What next? and I want something that's going to grab me and make me want to do it.
I mean, when the
yeah.
excuse me, when the Spires actually came in, it certainly grabbed a lot of people's attention. Has everyone just burnt out on them?
Yeah, no,
It
enjoyed
grabbed-
the Spires.
It grabbed me, but I didn't want to go and do it for hundreds of hours. Like, okay, this is fun to fly around. It's fun to play Mario. Yeah, right.
For me, they're great environments, and so I haven't burnt out on them in that, as well as my sort of slightly novelty time trial jumping across the panels, which I can only do so many times. It's fun. I really, it's really fun, but I can only. The Sker created another time trial using, sort of driving around the Thargodas and that's really fun. So I really like being in those environments. So I haven't burnt out in that. I like being there and doing stuff there. The actual sort of activity of getting the bits to make the poison to drop in the thing, yeah, you can definitely only do that so many times, can't you? It's fun, and actually, it held me more than the Titan held me. But yeah, you can only do that so much. It's the classic thing, isn't it, of content developers and locusts is a bit unfair, but
yeah,
I think there's a problem with Frontier. I've always thought there's a problem with Frontier developing this sort of content that has specific gameplay, and you do it and then it's done, rather than fleshing out the game. Adding different types of landables, fixing piracy and smuggling and crime and punishment, and making NPCs a bit more dynamic, so that you can, all that kind of stuff to. Non-specific that just fleshes out the galaxy and makes the game live and breathe more. I think there's more long-term value in that kind of development, but I get that it probably doesn't make the money in the short term, and they have to look at that and think what will bring the dollars in, and so they've gone down this route of specific bits of content that are exciting, but unfortunately you do burn out on them.
Yeah. Oh, and ironically, there was me complaining. I'll get to you in a second, Ben. I was complaining a lot about the Titans in my videos, and yet the very first time I came back to do it after I'd done the video, I was actually able to get into the Titan, rescue a whole load of people, get out again, without actually having any real problems whatsoever. And I managed to do that about 3 or 4 times on the row, and it was really good, really exciting, and I just wish that I could have done that about 3 or 4 months ago, when it seemed that to be the ideal thing to do. But yeah, Ben.
I mean, I think Alex started touching on it, that Elite has always been essentially a Lego game rather than a theme park.
Yeah, it's a sandbox, not a theme park.
Yeah, and we need more Lego bricks.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
We don't need new maps. We don't need new things to do. We need new Lego bricks, and that's not a new ship. It's not running around on foot with a new gun or shooting zombie Thargoids or whatever. But it's something that I genuinely don't think we're going to get, at least until Frontier get the house in order.
No.
And that makes me a sad panda, obviously.
Yeah. Right. Do you want to hear mine, which is probably even worse than a lot of yours put together?
Go for it.
Go for it.
Okay.
Are we opening a season with a year with lots and lots of doom and gloom? Love it.
Oh.
Love this for us. We've become everything we hate.
Well, I mean, I'm not expecting anything new on CQC. I'm not expecting anything like On Foot VR. And I'm afraid to say ship interiors. I mean, all 3 of those things would involve a lot of investment that, Frontier obviously don't have. So I put that out my head and thought, right, okay, don't expect anything like that. I'm probably only expecting maybe 1 or 2. Yeah, 1 or 2 updates until sort of May, the end of the financial year, and then I must admit I'm quite despondent about the future of the game after that. I'm scared that it's going to end up in maintenance mode.
Do you feel like we've got a lot of stuff that's riding on the end of the financial year?
Yeah, I think we've got stuff until there'll be new stuff coming till the end of the financial year, and then once the financial year's done, I'm not feeling confident about the future, to be honest. I mean, what I'm hoping for is that we get the updates for the Thargoid War, we get the feature rewrite, and that people were discussing, which everybody was speculating it was some kind of merging of power play and BSG. I'd love that kind of stuff to go in. I'd love them to be a new ship type or a new headline feature, or all the, even anything that was mentioned in the leak that happened years and years ago. But it's just, I don't know. I've just got a bad feeling. Alec?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was going to come back to the feature rewrite thing, but I suppose the only counterpoint to the bad feeling you have, that I've had as well, that I can offer is that their statement about focusing on their pillars, their CMS games, and Elite Dangerous. I just have to take a tiny bit of hope from that if Frontier can streamline themselves and get back down to a size of company and ambition that they can keep running, then they have to do something. If they can save themselves, they then have to continue to do something with those games. Elite mentioned specifically amongst them, and so I take hope from that they might not do a lot, but they will do something. What
Well,
else are they going to do?
I do hope so. I mean, I know I'm being expecting the worst and hoping for the best at the moment. It's hard when I've seen companies get into this position before and they're going, oh, this is very much squeaky bum time.
Yeah. On the feature rewrite, so that was the thing I was originally going to chip in on, is do you think there's a possibility, a bit like I was saying about content originally planned for this year, that some of the work may have been done, that some of the work towards whatever that feature rewrite was going to be may have been done? When they phrased it, when they changed it and said, we'll have more at the end of the year about what we're going to do, I had a real moment where I thought, Jesus, what, have you not even started it? But a few people sort of set me right and said they probably don't mean that. And do you think they've started something? Do you think there's half-developed work? Because it strikes me.
I would say probably, yeah.
Yeah,
it strikes me if they're on reduced staff and they're just trying to, tread very carefully with their expenditure and things, the most sensible thing for them to do is to finish what they started. I would have thought. Finish whatever it was that they started on for the feature rewrite, finish whatever it was they intended for the Salvation storyline. It kind of makes sense to plow on with those, doesn't it?
Yeah, I do understand that. The thing is, I don't think the Frontier realize how much people are wanting to keep on playing the game. They want more content. They are willing to pay for it. I don't think Frontier realize that.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, because it's like when I was putting the video together. Did I mention the videos? I think I did. When I was talking to Scorb and a few others, they say, yeah, we'd like to go and play more Elite stuff. We'd be willing to pay for a lot more Elite stuff, but there's got to be stuff there that we'd want to pay for. Which it goes around the whole thing. So yes, everything we've become everything we hate.
Terrible. Terrible. Cancel Lave. It's not worth it anymore. You know what? I am hopeful though. I've got to. I've got to remain optimistic for all the people who still really, really want to play Elite and really want to see things come to fruition and stuff. We've got to be hopeful that there is something good coming around the corner, but with everything that's happened in the year, with the fact that we didn't even get Christmas stuff to be able to put money into,
I know.
yeah.
It's we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I would please surprise me. Please get rid of this Marvin the paranoid android inside my head and tell me everything's going to be okay.
I hope so.
Right. Well, on that uplifting note,
I'll tell you what, one more thing. I've got a little uplifter. So, thinking back on the original question, what would I like for 3310? In the meantime, while Frontier quietly and hopefully peacefully and successfully sort themselves out,
What you
I
would say
would
when they quietly implode? I'm not going
No.
like, what are you doing?
I would like to see more stuff in the community, and we are. It's great.
Yeah.
All these videos. There's a lot of people going, hang on a minute, look at this, look how bloody fantastic this game is. I still love it. So there's people making videos. For me, and obviously, racing is a very niche thing, but for me, the Elite Race is starting back up and very committed to having live events on a regular basis. That's great for me. Elite Dangerous are really going from strength to strength. They're getting more and more translations and from French to English, and so the
Oh,
guys.
that was something that happened this week. It's no longer in development in the English translation. It's fully in English now.
Yeah.
Proud of them, good lads.
Supported in English. So yeah, there's a lot of things coming out of the community that are going from strength to strength. So let's just keep entertaining ourselves in the interim period.
Yeah.
Excuse me while I snort.
Okay.
There's a self-care reference or something.
So,
in there.
yeah.
Just make sure that you've got your tissues at hand. I don't know.
Something
It would be
along those
remiss of me to not grab for that low-hanging fruit, as it were.
No, I think we'll move on from there before someone does grab that low-hanging fruit. So,
Gloves on before you do it. Just be on the safe side.
oh no, you grabbed it
I
anyway.
want the kiwi
didn't you?
fruits now.
Plums. I don't know why I just said.
Oh god! Already we've gone down that route. Anyway, let's have a look. Any other business? Right before this episode, did we have an episode of the Dex Legacy?
We did.
Yeah.
We did. Didn't we, Chris?
I know you put him on the spot.
Yeah, we did.
He was playing it.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, excellent. So yes, there was an episode of the Dex Legacy before this. To support the show or find out how to listen to other episodes of it, visit thedexlegacy.com. So yes, that's that out off the list. Correct. Questions. Now, before we took our Christmas break, Claire was kind enough to say what the was. You know what? I'll try and put my teeth back in and say this properly.
Oh, I asked, what's been your favourite highlight of Elite Dangerous? Because we were asking that on our thing. So last year's highlight, and then I left it for 2 weeks because we were off.
Which is fine. Well, okay. We'll start with. I'll start with Elvis Kremen. Very familiar name. He says when the Spires arrived, that's been a highlight for him. It's such an incredible asset that's generated a lot of new content and photo opportunities for everybody. Claire.
Homburger. Commander Homburger said, to be perfectly honest, it has to be Commander Alec Turner's video.
Oh, shucks.
Oh, wow.
Stop it.
There isn't anyone else who can demonstrate the immense versatility of Elite Dangerous quite like he does.
What a
That
beautiful
and-
thing to say. I
what-
love you, Homburger.
What a lovely thing to say.
Check is in the post.
Wow. He also said that and Norman Lovett reading out numbers and watching LCU clear up at the Elite Me raffle.
Oh bloody hell!
funny.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
was funny.
That was very funny.
Ali.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Commander Safia says the Titans and the war. The time leading up to finally getting to the Maelstrom's core felt slow, but was great as a build-up. And the incredible work by the community to fight Tharg back was amazing to see. Here. Honourable mentions the atmospheric planet collision and out of game ECM. I'd forgotten about that planet collision. That was dead good, actually. First one I went to see.
I must have missed that completely. Yeah.
Have you ever been to one? They are.
I have been there to a planet collision, but not one with atmospheres.
Yeah, it's yeah, they're really cool things. It's great how sort of slow it is. So you've literally got hours to just fly along that divide where the two planets are intersecting and really take it in.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, Ben.
Right, so Silas Ressi is saying PitCon and meeting fellow commanders, many of whom I see as celebrities, and fanboying to Arthur and Sally. Not to mention getting my first elite since starting in the alpha, and also getting read out by the fabulous Lave Radio team. And then they say Merry Christmas and an elite New Year.
Excellent. We've got Lewis Puppy. They've said they've definitely enjoyed their travels across the Milky Way galaxy. Saw all kinds of pretty systems and planets, collected lots and lots of exobiology. 65,000 light years away from the bubble has killed a few space flowers, even though they're not that good at that kind of combat. 07 commanders.
Amazing.
I mean, yeah.
I've never been that far away from the bubble. I've never been 65k away from the bubble.
Isn't that Beagle Point?
Yeah, probably.
Wild.
Yeah, it's huge.
I've barely been past Explorer's Anchorage, to be fair, so I'm not really the target for that.
I haven't got to Colonia yet.
Really?
Yes, seriously.
Whatever.
No, ever.
Wow.
Never, ever, ever.
No, ever. Remember my Odyssey commander? When Odyssey came out, my Odyssey, I sent one of my commanders out exploring. I've been playing her character for the last 2 years. Now remember that she only stops at every single atmospheric planet that's got 2 or more biologies on it. And so far, I think I'm now up to almost 1,000 hours with her, and she's only she's about 55% of the way there. I'm meandering all over the place because I'm wanting to get the name out there as much as possible. Because the most depressing thing is jumping into somewhere and you see the planets on the scanner, and then oh, for goodness sake, someone's already been here.
Yeah, even all the way out here.
Yeah. So what I try and do is avoid going the straightforward, straight to Colonia route. So I'm kind of like zigzagging and touching the bases on the way up on the zag, if you see what I mean. So
show us on the map where you touched them.
Yes. We didn't want to touch him there, but yeah. So yeah, still haven't been to Colonia, still haven't been to Sagittarius A. I want to be there at some point this year. Right, Claire.
Oh yes, 'tis I. Chev's Will got in touch and said that the ground Thargoid missions with the 10-legged flying spiders, aka revenants, It was the first time me and the young'un went against the Thargoids. It was a great adventure. I'd give the current Christmas puzzle a mention as well. It's been great sticking her in front of the puzzles and saying, solve that. Free labour, isn't it, Chebswell? 20 minutes later, we're off here, Dad. We've only got, this was at that time, we've only got 2 left to do and the firework cannon is ace.
He made her go off and do the decryption as well.
I can only assume so.
If he did, that's impressive if he did.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I mean, I must admit, I decided to have my first ever proper fight with a banshee over the weekend, and it was me in my Scorpion versus a banshee, and it was an awesome fight. And I beat one.
Cool.
One
You get it with the rockets or
Oh yeah, they'd used everything: the rockets, the repeater. It was awesome. It was an absolute awesome fight. I think I made one mistake, which is I got caught by one lot of the sticky bombs, and once those sticky bombs are on, oh my goodness! But yeah, after I finished that fight, I was stepping away, shaking, going, "Oh, that was awesome! I'm gonna have to try that again." So yeah. Instead of running away, I thought, "Oh no, this time I'm going to fight him." So glad I did.
Cool. Me next. Yeah, this is from Volt. There's a few typos in this. I shall do the best with this that I can. Definitely one of my favourites was the return of Aegis, which is crazy that it was this year they came back. After the whole Salvation versus Aegis fight that ended up getting them decommissioned, seeing the program with which helped defend humanity a lot better than others. Hawk off, Psychit.
It was Operation Witch Hunt. It was my.
Operation Witch
It was
Hunt.
a mo. I hadn't changed. Sorry.
Ah, okay, cool. The return was absolutely a happy day this year. Operation Witch Hunt return was absolutely happy.
Oh well, it was anti Thargoid stuff, anti Salvation stuff was returning. I think is what he refers to.
Good.
I don't know. I have.
Sorry for butchering that.
So I went
This
off
is
and
you then,
said-
Ben.
Yeah, I went off and said, as I think I did on the show last year, that my favorite bit was basically flying around all the planetary bases in VR, and yeah, that was. I maintain that was a lot of fun, and it still is fun. And I mean, that's the thing, regardless of all the negativity, and it's a bit of a shillish kind of thing to say, but all the shit that was fun remains fun.
Yeah.
Very true.
It's not a shillish thing to say. It would be a shillish thing to say if you were being paid or you got any sort of recognition for that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
we
been
don't get any recognition for it.
It's been with the best one in the
White
world.
Knightish thing or something? I don't know.
With the best one in the world, it's been a very, very long time since on their social media, any of the Elite Dangerous social media, it's been a very long time since community events or community things that the community has said has been acknowledged by the official accounts. Which talking about things that I want to see this year, I would like to see more of what they did today with posting that incredible video. Things along those lines, it's not I know they have a compacted community team now, but there needs to be that community interaction, and I feel like that's been ever so slightly lacking, and it was one of the main reasons that we as in Lave Radio started making sure that we were spotlighting community events, and this question of the week thing that we do each week is highlighting the community in general, because sometimes it doesn't feel like we get that from official sources.
No.
I'm hoping that that's a fair thing to say.
Oh no, it's a completely fair thing to say. I mean, actually, that's a lot better than I would have said. But I'm not.
Sorry, can I actually just ask, see if something Claire knows this? Do we know if our contacts at Frontier, how their position is doing, or are we going to be looking for new people? Do you know?
At the moment, I don't know.
Yeah. Fingers
At the,
crossed.
at the moment, I'm not 100% sure. I know you mean of the people on the influencer team?
Yeah.
So I know one of the people on the influencer team posted saying that they were no longer working. I haven't seen it from anyone else, and I haven't spoken to Holly for a hot minute, so I wouldn't be able to confirm or deny.
Okay, fair enough.
I haven't checked my business email since before Christmas either.
yeah,
I really want to do that.
So I have been checking Lave Radio's business email in inverted commas, and I know we haven't heard anything, but that doesn't surprise me.
No, because there's the best one in the world, nothing going on. But I mean, I don't think they'd get rid of everyone. You forget, like when they first started doing more of the stuff with the I've got a lot of emails. I'm not opening that now. When they first
Don't do it.
When they first did did the whole influencer thing, it was literally just Dahlia who was doing it with regard to all of the different accounts. So it's probable that that's not that it's still the case. I know I've had contact from people just before Christmas with regard to other projects within Frontier, so it might be
the team might be compressed a wee bit.
Yeah, like the rest of it,
like everybody else. Yeah,
they're shaving stuff down. So I'm hopeful that they will still do it, because I feel like it's been relatively successful for the most part for a lot of folks, and I hope they continue doing it. I really like the fact that we get our drops, and we've received other things. It's been really nice.
Yeah, I'm glad we get our drops. We get we get things to give away and so on. And that's awesome. And we thank them from the bottom of our cockles.
Of our cold, dead hearts, we thank them from the very bottom of those cold, dead hearts.
And we are grateful.
Those hearts that have been plucked out and destroyed by...
Yeah, you forget that we're all terrible people. So yeah, I don't know. I hope so. I hope we've got some good there's some good stuff coming up.
Yes, I think we all. I hope we all do. I assume we all do.
Nah, fuck them. Fuck Elite. Fuck it all.
No, let's be honest. None of us want this game to end.
Yeah.
I mean, even if I decided I was going to completely stop playing and I didn't give a shit about Elite anymore, I still wouldn't want it to end. I'm not a wanker.
Okay, so
despite popular belief.
Yeah, we got time. Despite the fact I play Star Citizen, I dabble in No Man's Sky. I got Starfield over Christmas. Elite also scratches an itch that none of those other games do.
Certainly not Starfield.
Yeah. I'm enjoying Starfield for what it is.
But it's not your Elite replacement, isn't it?
It's not your Elite replacement. It's never gonna be. Exactly the same with No Man's Sky, and exactly the same with Star Citizen. I mean, I'm having issues with Star Citizen at the moment. And it seems only to be me, and I'm dealing with their community team, so hopefully we can get that resolved. But it's still, even when Star Citizen is working perfectly for me, it's not Elite.
Yeah, I know. It's sort of this is one thing that gets me every time we do get the doomsayers coming on. It's always Game X is going to destroy Elite because it does everything better than Elite, and so far nothing has. Yes, No Man's Sky's got better on-foot content, but the ship's stuff is absolutely awful. Star Citizen, I still haven't managed to take off on a blooming ship yet.
It's not good, is it?
And as far as Starfield is, I took one look at that and went, okay, I'll get that when it's on sale. So yeah,
don't pay full price for it.
No, I got it as a Christmas present, and that was the perfect price. But I'm enjoying it. I like Fallout, and it's Fallout in space, and I'm enjoying some of the stories. And I'm thinking, oh my god, I miss the mocap voice acting and loveliness that is the NPC interaction that we get with certain other games.
Yeah, it's like oh god, it was so. You're talking about Starfield, just to clarify. Before I rib on any other game. But it was such a stark contrast and such a difficult contrast. Maybe if you are a lover of Bethesda games, you can grin and bear it. But that stark contrast, and I saw somebody say that somebody replied to a comment that I'd made on something saying that you can't judge Baldur's Gate with it because it's all just so theatric and so overly acted out. And it's like, no, it's just acted out rather than stagnant. And I think playing Mass Effect, I don't think Mass Effect was performance captured in any stretch of the imagination. No. But the characters have movement, which again, Bethesda Starfield characters they didn't have movement, and it was like, well, if Mass Effect is doing it's like showing mannerisms digitally without having performance capture, surely other games can do it. Don't get me wrong, performance capture is 100% absolutely the way that should be the industry standard because it's brilliant. But I don't know.
No, I mean, actually, the animations with the characters and stuff become a lot better in later Mass Effect games. But it's.
They may have used some a lot more like physicality references, but it just feels lazy from Bethesda. In 2023 to release a game that you know what, if it had maybe come out before Baldur's Gate and I played it before I played Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, I think Baldur's Gate spoiled us basically.
Yeah,
in the best possible way.
I've seen so many people saying there's games. It's been difficult for them to go to any other game because they finished Baldur's Gate and now every other game feels like such a stark contrast.
Yeah, it really does.
Like, especially like an RPG, that kind of thing. And I was worried going into Mass Effect that I would feel that way. Cyberpunk, I didn't feel that way about. But we've gone on a full tangent, and I realise now.
So I think I'm pretty sure a lot of Cyberpunk was mocap, though.
Yeah, it was. They had a small team doing mocap, but they had a small team, Idris Elba and Keanu Reeves doing mocap for it. It wasn't
extensive.
It wasn't where most, like with Baldur's Gate, where most of the actors did their own mocap with a couple of American exceptions.
Yeah.
When other people stepped
and yes,
in.
we are back at Baldur's Gate 3 radio.
But
we're
just back at
we're talking in general and things.
Yeah, general games.
Yeah.
Just general games, you know. It's
it's back to almost like I remember sort of even back in the old sprite-based Warcraft 3 Orcs and Humans. Obviously it's a very different game, but the characters in that felt alive because Blizzard at the time went off and
I
don't want to say humanized them, but something along those lines.
They I don't feel like any of the characters in Starfield had character. And maybe I was being too judgy, and starting the game and deciding that too early in my. I was judging it in the first 8 hours of gameplay, and apparently it gets better after 12. So sorry, that's my bad for not investing the full 12 hours that I needed to.
You shouldn't have to do that before a game grabs you.
True, and I think. I feel more invested in the little bits that I've heard from Sojourner and Tanner and things like that than I did with any of the characters that I met in Starfield or any along those lines. I felt more invested in this story because of the way that the way that I've been just like my love of Elite and my love of the lore within Elite and how it's built and the way it's been, these arcs have been written are so great, which is why I don't want to see the game end this year or by the end of this year, because I don't know necessarily that the plan covers enough of the time to be able to compensate for all of that. You know, compensate for each of these stories having a good resolution. Not good as in a happy ending, but a satisfying resolution, maybe I should say.
Yeah, I mean, I know in Starfield, I've just done a mission which wound up going in a very unexpected direction and involved combat, running around an equivalent of an outpost, getting in your ship, rescuing some people who were trying to make a break for it, jumping in your ship again, going into orbit, doing some space combat.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, that kind of thing made me feel fairly invested.
Right.
I think that was just a little side mission. But you know, it went in very unexpected directions.
Yeah.
And I liked that. And I've only done, I think I'm on I'm fairly early on, although I've played about 15 hours now or so, 20 hours. But I'm going through doing like all the side missions and things, and you know, being a little goblin.
I just want to see the stories that we have in Elite at the moment, the ones that aren't resolved, like fully resolved. I'm looking at you, Savlon. I'd love to see that come to an end rather than be. I'm sure that if the worst thing happens, if the worst thing happens, and as Colin was saying earlier, if we get to the end of this financial year and they go, it looks like it's going to be about the time we're going to look at winding down the servers and winding down support, and it's going to go into maintenance mode. If they do say something along those lines, which I hope they don't do, I'd love to see Hennessy release something, or Ben Hennessy release something saying it just with like the end of that arc,
like a little written prologue.
Yeah, like yeah. So yeah,
this is how the story's panned out.
Yeah, this is how it panned out. That kind of thing, rather than it just sort of like falling apart. You know, I just want some kind of resolution. My little story-loving heart wants some kind of resolution, and I think obviously Ben Hennessy is in the best position to be able to do that. So,
and on that bombshell, we've become we hate Elite's dead game.
Yeah, it's not a dead game, but I just want I want the fucking story to be resolved. God damn it. I think Colin's had to step away for a hot minute, so I think what we'll do now, if it's okay with the rest of you, unless any of the rest of you have
while he's not here.
Shall we what?
Can we run and hide while he's not here?
I was just thinking we just wrap up the fucking show, Ben.
That works.
And then run and hide.
And then we'll run and hide. So good. So we'll move on to the shout-outs and say that our sister station, Hutton Orbital Radio, broadcasts on Thursdays from 8:30 p.m. You can tune in at
Well, that was useful, everyone. That was useful.
Did everything die?
Everything just died. You're on here, little biggin. Hi, Chris. Hi, Psychit. Psychit's back. Hi, Psychit.
We dropped. I'm so sorry. Let me try again.
Yeah.
Where did we get?
You started. I would just redo the shoutouts. Did someone leave and drop everything in the stage and just do ends for all? Did someone hit
don't know.
enthrall?
I wasn't anywhere near there, so
I wasn't even touching my. Okay.
Random after saying that, and then we get kicked.
Okay. Cool. Right. Well, and that's great. That's great. Oh, then I shall go to our shout outs. And say that our sister station, Hutton Orbital Radio, broadcasts on Thursdays from 8:30 p.m. You can tune in at twitch.tv/Hutton Orbital Truckers, or for just the audio at radio.forthemug.com. For the discerning commander who likes a bit of CQC action, check out the CQC Discord at discord.me/Elite Dangerous CQC. We also just like to shout out Psycho Cow. Or Grandpa Cow, he's just become a granddad. Big congratulations, you wonderful bean. Also, we're going to give some shout outs to the following Elite Dangerous podcasts which have appeared over the last year or are standard regular contributors. That is the Guard Frequency, who do other space games, and also Loose Screws. Also, if you are French, I know that the Elite Dangerous folks do a podcast as well. If you speak French and you want to listen to what they're saying, we have no Galnet tonight. Is that accurate?
That is
Chris?
accurate, I'm afraid to
Oh,
say.
hi, Colin. Welcome back.
Yes. Sorry about that. That was.
No, it's quite all right. We've got no Galnet tonight. We've got something in place? Yeah.
We have a thing in place.
Okay. Cool. Sweet. We have a thing in place for that. So thank you to those who have chipped in on Twitch chat and our in-game commanders. Who have you seen in-game?
We have had Epaphras, we have had Siberius, we've had Viron and Soka 42.
Okay, fantastic. Special thanks to Commander Takoso, Jay and Trax, and Alan Stroud, who created the music used on the show. Colin, take us out.
All right. Well, okay, that's it for another episode of Lave Radio. If you'd like to get in touch with the show, you can find us in the contact links and home/contact us menu of the laveradio.com website. Do let us know if you've got any questions or if there's anything you'd like us to discuss in a future episode. Lave Radio is recorded live on a Tuesday evening at 8:30 and streamed out at laveradio.com/live. So thanks to Psykit.
Thanks.
Thanks to Ben.
Happy New Year.
Thanks to Alec.
Who hasn't been back, so who knows?
Oh, he's just disappeared as well.
Alec, when you were gone, we all got dropped, and then we moved on to into the different channel, which isn't the stage channel because I think the stage cut us out, and Alec never came back.
Oh.
Not sure what happened.
See what happens when I have to leave? It just goes.
He's talking in chat like none of us are here, but there he is.
Welcome back, Alec. Bye, Alec. Yes. Oh, okay. And special thanks, of course, goes to today's tech specialist, the Chris Mark IV.
You're welcome.
Yay!
All right. So until next time, commanders, fly safe. And if you can't do that, fly dangerous.
Is your life like this? Sounds like someone having an orange inserted into them. Need a safe word. Space can be lonely. I'm gonna see the galaxy.
Ah, damn it. No worries, guys. Hold the fort for 2 seconds. I'll be right back.